good friend, mother, partner, board member, and poet and activist, Jennifer Lingelbach. She was an incredible influence in many of our lives, and I thought I'd just start by saying that around 30 years ago, a struggling, unnamed elementary school teacher, currently standing in front of you, was examining his science curriculum and finding it woefully inadequate in so many ways when I was connected with Vince and in quick order with Jennifer. And that experience for me as an educator was transformational. Not only did her work and her interest in education and curriculum design and pedagogy changed my science curriculum, it changed my teaching and every aspect of the work I did with children. So Jennifer's impacted all our lives in various ways, and I knew her back then in the day, and then somewhat lost track of her, as we all can, even in the smaller Upper Valley over time, until she magically appeared as a board member at the Sharon Academy, and it just magic, and in this graceful, subtle way, there she was, and she had this outsized impact on our community. Funny, incredibly funny. Her sense of humor was always something that amazed me. Bright. Simultaneously, I discovered I wrote the word tolerant, and then I remember the times that she wasn't, particularly of certain circumstances. So I wrote simultaneously tolerant and intolerant, concerned and incredibly committed. She was a remarkable board member here, an incredible cheerleader at this school, but remembered by all of us as a poet, a mother, a guardian, a friend, a lifelong educator and learner. And I think we can emphasize the learning part. She was not just an educator, she was a lifelong learner. I mentioned a huge cheerleader at TSA, and we are honored to recognize such an extraordinary human being. We've been through a lot of her works thinking about what we might say, and I know there's some people who have some of her poems that they'd like to share. I want to read to you the prologue from this book, and sometimes we forget to take a look at what precedes in a book, but this prologue, and I've excerpted just part of it, I think so beautifully exemplifies Jennifer and her thinking. For humankind, a growing gap between our inner selves and outer selves, an imbalance between how we live our lives and how we would like to live them, leaves the spirit thirsting for renewal. For many, renewal and recreation come with time spent in the natural world. Through word and image, we hope to create connections to special places that seep into the soul. In feeling the spirit of place, we reconnect with the spirit of self. Motivating each of us is a deep gratitude and love for the rural landscape, molded by human and wildlife, which surrounds us in Vermont. Propelling each of us is our fascination with the designs of nature, countlessly varied in form and function, marvelously efficient and awesome to observe. The human spirit and the open landscape are inexorably connected. This is an extraordinary piece of writing that we really felt just exemplified Jennifer and her love of the natural world and her remarkable ability to communicate that with the rest of us. So we're beyond thrilled and deeply humbled to name these marvelous woods, the Lingelbach Woods. Couldn't imagine a more fitting title, person, and name. And I know that she's present here with all of us on this remarkable windy fall day when she would have just as soon been out on the trail as sitting here listening to someone talk. So I'm thanking you all for coming. I know that there are a number of people who would like to talk, and we have a few thoughts about Jennifer from both Bruce